Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 24th, 2019. Shout out again to my man on YouTube, G Espinanza, for the song request. We've got number 3 from him, Group Home, Living Proof. Little nice hip hop instrumental loop we'll rock out to for today. Man, we need more than an instrumental loop, that's for sure. Bloodbath is an understatement. It's been, I don't know if I've ever seen such a drop like this, ladies and gents. This is a big one. I mean, you got coins like Ethereum down over 20 something percent, EOS down over 26%, Litecoin hitting the $50 handle. It's just crazy, man. And you know, maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news off the backs of the back exchange launch. No pun intended there. And we saw a sell-off on the buy the rumor, sell the news for backed opening up withdrawals. I said that would possibly happen, and it surely did. And I said possibly that we will have another one once the actual exchange launched. And I don't know if we can pin that solely on the buy the rumor, sell the news tactic that many technical traders do and use with the launch of the backed exchange, but it's kind of a good correlation there, that's for sure. It doesn't mean causation, but a definite high correlation. So for sure it makes you think about it, doesn't it? So we're gonna take a look at this bloodbath. What's going on? There was a flash crash. Bitcoin dropped all the way to 8,500. We'll definitely take a look at my technical analysis, my chart. I'm sure a lot of technical levels have been broken. And in addition to Bitcoin's price crashing, prior to the actual crash, we had a hash crash. Bitcoin's hash rate drops 30%. So let's take a look at this one as well. This is out of trust nodes. Wonder if there's any correlation with that. I don't know what's going on, but again, we'll try to see if we can connect some dots here with this hash crash and actual price of Bitcoin crashing and the altcoins following as well. And then lastly, out of EOS Go, saw this come around yesterday evening. Block.one invests $10 million to establish new U.S. headquarters. Guess where? In Washington, D.C. or near Washington, D.C. So we'll take a look at this and talk about how this could possibly be a strategic move for them. You know how I feel about government and blockchain, but for Block.one, the company, this may be an excellent move for them. But first, we've got a new website for Moon Lambo, and it is shopmoonlambo.com. New website, new apparel, same discount. You can save 10% if you use the word CryptoBlood10 at your checkout. But definitely jump over to their new site, shopmoonlambo.com. And also, still time to get your questions in. I'm starting to see those questions roll in now. Ask CB, hashtag Ask CB under any video of mine, and I will add it to the queue. I'm doing a new series where I will curate questions from you guys and give you my honest opinion on all of it. Ask me anything. Try to keep it focused on cryptos though. So let's take a look at this heat map. I was scared to look at it. Oh my God. Wow. This is pretty damn bad here, people. Bitcoin down 11.8% to 8,576 bucks. Ethereum down 18% to 164 bucks. EOS down 27%. Not sure why EOS is getting hit this hard when they're making great moves. Just did the upgrade to 1.8. But hey, speculative markets, there's no rhyme or reason to a lot of this stuff. Binance down 15, almost 16%. Litecoin, $50 handle, $56.94, down 14%. Bitcoin Cash down 23%. And XRP down 12.5%. Yikes. Ugly day. Ugly day, guys. And as far as it goes for this technical analysis, people, we never could get above that line. I told you we had to make a decision by October 1st or September 30th, and guess what? We made that decision well before then. School got out early and we broke well below this channel, and yeah, now that channel is our resistance, and it probably will be a hard area to get back above, and be honest with you, because we touched that area multiple times. I'm gonna count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we touched that support area 6 times, people. That is a very strong support area, and for us to break through it, we're gonna have a tough time getting back above there, just to let you guys know. So I think we may actually end up heading lower here. Something like the next area really is 7,600, and then after that I'm seeing somewhere around 5,600. That's the next area I see here, guys, to be honest with you. So I think that's where we're going. I don't see us getting back above 9,400 anytime soon. It'd be a shock if we do. It definitely would be. So that's where I'm straight up bearish for me when it comes to Bitcoin and alts. Luckily with our algo, we were short. We were short actually yesterday. We went short and we caught all of this drop. Unfortunately, we were going back and forth here when we were sideways, so we churned and kind of lost some traction here. A lot of losses here, but we definitely made up for those losses and some with this trade today. So that's where we are with that, man. So we are definitely short, been short since yesterday, so it's good to at least catch that. But let's take a look at this flash crash. This is out of AMB Crypto. Bitcoin dumps below 8,500, seen a drop of over 9% in 1 hour as the markets bleed. This is so crazy. The largest cryptocurrency in the market cap, Bitcoin, has witnessed one of the largest crashes for the year, recording a drop of over 9% in the last 1 hour. The rest of the market has followed suit, with Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Binance Coin, and Ethereum losing value in over 10%. They didn't even mention EOS, which was double that type of loss. According to CoinMarketCap, at press time, Bitcoin was trading at 8,300 with a market cap of around 150 billion. The coin recorded a trade volume of over 21 billion and has slumped by over 14% and 18% in the last 24 hours and 7 days, respectively. Additionally, the cryptocurrency pegged with Tether reached a low of 7,800 on Binance, following which it bounced back to trading above the 8,000 level. It goes on to say that notably the market crashed despite the launch of one of the most awaited institutional players, Backed. The crypto venture of ICE went live with the launch of Bitcoin futures on September 23rd. However, the volume recorded on the platform for its monthly on its debut was only 72 contracts despite the hype surrounding its launch. Bitcoin dumps with Backed. What did I tell you all? Wall Street says Bitcoin has no value. Bitcoin price will now move according to what the street thinks its value is. Welcome to real price discovery. I totally disagree with this dude. Hey, you call 70, 71, 72 contracts price discovery? Come on, man. I don't know who this guy is, but this guy is definitely wrong. Backed had nothing to do with it directly, meaning from a trading standpoint. If anything, it was just buy the rumor, sell the news, as I've told you guys, from individuals already in the market, right? Back maybe indirectly had something to do with it from a news fundamental standpoint, but from the standpoint of Wall Street trading it and putting a real price value on it, nah, sorry homie, I ain't buying that one, and you shouldn't either. And so secondly, in addition to what happened with the price of Bitcoin, as I told you earlier, trust nodes reported on Bitcoin's hash rate actually crashing as well, down 30%. So the hash rate has suddenly fallen from the 100 quintillion a second exahashes to 70. As you can see in the picture above there, the plunge occurred on Monday, with it unclear what exactly happened to lead to such fall. Variations are, however, common, although the scale of it was quite unusual. The effect may have been slightly slower block times, as Bitcoin's blocks are currently at 1.25 megabytes, up about 25% from the usual circa 1 megabyte. That's because difficulty takes some time to adjust. A rise in difficulty may therefore have made some hash unprofitable, with a mining boom of sorts going on in China. So apparently there are some 4.3 million ASICs running the Bitcoin network, with another 200,000 units to be delivered by the end of the month. Just one miner, according to local media. That follows a considerable price increase since December's low of $3,000 per Bitcoin, which it ultimately reached a high of $14,000 before settling where we are today at 85. It says 10,000, but a lot has changed in a couple of hours. The significant increase in hash, however, may have led to miners operating at near cost, with TrustNode's calculations estimating overall cost to mine Bitcoin now stands at about $9,000. So currently we are below mining, which it's happened in the past. It's just not sustaining those levels is what's important. But the article goes on to say, considering there are millions of machines securing Bitcoin, this fall in hash is unlikely to have an actual effect on security. A computer science professor at Cornell specializing in distributed networks says if you operate an exchange or a merchant that accepts Bitcoin directly, but let's be honest, no one does that, you should increase the number of confirmations when you see a hash drop that exceeds 30%. And see, so he says the number of confirmations Satoshi calculated in the white paper is 6. Isn't some magic number. It's based on the assumption that the attacker has at most 30% of the hash rate. So if greater than 30% of the hash rate suddenly disappears, exchanges should up the number of confirmations required. Interesting. That's an interesting tidbit there. On the other hand, the value of payment should perhaps be considered too. If it's $1,000 worth of Bitcoin or something like that, then miners, even a rogue employee, are not going to put the whole business at risk. But if there's hundreds of millions, then obviously you should be waiting quite a bit. But realistically, this drop in hash probably has more to do with mining costs or maybe some natural disaster at some farm area instead of any double spending. I don't know. This is interesting to see that this drop happened yesterday and we had a drop in Bitcoin today. Is there any correlation there, any connection? You guys be the judge. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts on that. Lastly, out of EOS Go, block.one invests $10 million to establish new headquarters in Virginia. So it says Virginia Governor Ralph Northam recently announced the latest investment of block.one. Apparently they will invest $10 million and establish its U.S. headquarters in Arlington County, which will create 170 new jobs over a period of 3 years. block.one maintains a strong presence at its Blacksburg operation, and we are thrilled that this global company will expand its footprint in Virginia by locating its U.S. headquarters in Arlington County. The governor said, with this new headquarters, block.one has moved closer to the political center of the United States, which is Washington, D.C., so they can easily recruit new talent to improve EOS IO and establish new partnerships. Arlington proximity to Washington, D.C. also allows us to continue building constructive business and government relations as we provide insights for the application of blockchain-based technologies. We are excited to be heading down new paths of growth. Interesting. This is a power move on block.one. I don't necessarily agree with it just from an ethos purist perspective, but if you're looking at it from a business perspective, this is a buy for EOS long term. You know, think year, 2 years out, them aligning themselves with government agencies for ease of I don't know if you want to call it regulatory green lights or blessings. This is a good move for them. They have the war chest to definitely massage those crooked politicians in Washington, D.C. to get things done. So we'll see what happens here. But I personally think that's a good move on their behalf, you know, just from a business standpoint. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Thank you for joining me for another episode of My Two Satoshis. Shout out again to G Espinoza out there on YouTube for the song Group Home Living Proof. Nice little loop here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to be notified about unbiased crypto news reported by yours truly, Crypto Blood. We out of here, people. Holla!